everyone. So welcome to ET Leadership Excellence Awards North 2025. Well, we are here to listen to some real stories behind the stage awards. And joining us today is Mr. Sahil Goel, CEO at Shiprocket. Hi, Mr. Sahil. I hope you are good.
Hi,
First of all, congratulations on receiving the Visionary Entrepreneur Award.
Thank you.
So what does this recognition mean to you and the Shiprocket?
See, I think first of all, it's fuel for our mission, right? I think we are trying to digitize commerce in Bharat. The award helps us and our team, with the recognition and the fuel to kind of go after this validation that what we're doing is working. And I do think that awards that get received by disruptors like us are never for a person, right? Because the whole thing is a team effort with my co-founders and my team, my shareholders, our customers, right? Who are the real visionaries who really push the platform forward. So it's very much a award towards the movement, and I think that's the way I look at it.
All right, and I would like you to put more highlight on your brand and its vision for India.
Yeah, I think it's very simple. Saloni, India has 60 million small businesses, MSMEs, right? They are about a half of our exports, about a third of our GDP. Yet the digitization rate there is extremely slow, right? So what we would like to see in the future is basically, any small business, whether they're a gems and jewelry exporter in Jaipur or a somebody building handicraft in Kashmir, to be able to, basically harness the tools that the big boys have or the big billion, multi-billion dollar companies have, so that they can also, sell, scale, ship very, very easily and digitize their business. That's really the vision. And we'd like to create, over 1 million entrepreneurs in India in the next 3 to 4 years. Right now we work with just under 200,000 businesses who sell through Instagram, through Shopify, through WhatsApp, through all kinds of unique channels, right? So that's kind of what we power for India.
Wish you very best for that. All right, simplify commerce in a diverse market like India must have presented unique challenges. Can you share some of the biggest hurdles you faced in the early days and how you overcame them?
Yeah, I think, it was digital literacy overall was, think about, we've been in the market for over 10 years. We found that people just don't trust technology that much. And it's a chicken and egg because, when technology is not built in a way that can be easily used by, a small business or even a consumer, they will not trust it. And someone has to break the cycle. So I think that took us the longest time just to kind of build something that people can actually use and then actually grow their business. So that technology trust deficit barrier in some ways is something that was very hard to overcome. And I think India had, and in some ways still has, very patchy infrastructure around logistics, both physical infrastructure and digital infrastructure. So, it's very difficult for a small business to be able to, say, ship pan-India or collect cash on delivery pan-India and have in one place the ability to, export and send bulk. And, the ability that, again, the big players have. How do you bring it to the small business, to the kirana, to the, homepreneur or the Instagram seller and let them be able to really use the technology? I think that is the real crux of, what we're trying to solve.
All right. Shiprocket is known as an AI-powered technology platform. How has AI specifically transformed the digital commerce landscape and what role does it play in Shiprocket's operations?
See, I think Shiprocket, has AI embedded into its core from the very beginning. It's not really a buzzword. It's like an invisible layer, whether it is from us helping merchants get the right courier, us sending, as consumers, you guys a promised date of delivery, sometimes missing it, right? So that engine that runs, right, is all based on AI. We reduce fraud both on the buyer and the seller side. We help merchants with higher conversion rates by being able to target consumers better. So it's really built into kind of the DNA of the platform. But with generative AI now kind of being available, I think there's a lot that Shiprocket is building. We're trying to build co-pilots for our merchants to be able to easily access information. We're building a co-pilot for consumers to be able to get support for their orders and so on. So really bringing it back into the overall ecosystem. That's kind of the goal. And I think for digital commerce overall, India is very unique because it's not a one size fits all, right? Right now, we are about 7-8% penetration of total retail. So, as this becomes 10, 15, 20, 30%, I don't think the models that exist today, right, which is a third, let's say a horizontal marketplace or a vertical marketplace, there are models that have worked in the early days. But when you think of India 5, 10, 15 years out, I think it is not going to be a one kind of model. There will be many models of commerce. And when that happens, I think AI can play a very large role in allowing access, to the next 300-400 million users. How do we know whether they will shop in the standard search, add to cart, checkout? Maybe there will be a new way to shop. Maybe you'll do it on voice, right? Virtual try-on is a huge, kind of easy way to imagine products before you have to buy them. So there are lots of very, let's say, short to medium term products and strategies in the market. And then there's obviously a longer term unlock that I think can happen for commerce and trade overall with AI.
All right. And as you mentioned that sometimes you miss out on the delivery time, but I would say that most of the time you deliver on time.
Thank you so much.
That's one of the reasons why I like Shiprocket. All right. What are some of the current big bets that you have taken and what impact do you foresee across the MSME landscape?
So, see, I think the single big bet that we are going after is betting on Bharat, right? What that means is really trying to, innovate at the bottom of the pyramid, so to speak, and then reap the gains over the next, 3, 5, 7 years. So that's the philosophy behind what we are doing. More specifically within that, we're trying to enable quick deliveries, same-day deliveries for our D2C brands, for our smaller merchants, for offline shops. We are trying to create levers for growth for the merchant to be able to run their ads better, to be able to run payments and checkout better, run returns better, build trust with their consumers, right? So trying to help them grow. We're trying to embed financing into the ecosystem to help them with, procurement, or help them with warehousing and help them with capital to be able to grow their business. So really going after building this ecosystem in a, much broader way than just helping them ship, right? So the goal of the company is to help merchants sell, ship, and scale, right? And I think we've obviously built a great wedge and a great business model around shipping. And now as we work with these, hundreds of thousands of businesses, we're trying to build the next journey to help them, grow their business and trying to also help them scale their business, whether it's India or overseas. So really betting, deeply into this same market, which is the MSME market, and going deep rather than trying to, find something else, and then keep innovating and then help this segment of the market really come into the fray.
So does this include any kind of risk too?
There's always risks, right? I mean, like we had technology adoption as a huge risk earlier. I think awareness is still a problem, right? Many times it's easier to gravitate and sell on a marketplace or a platform. But the challenge with that is you can kind of get disintermediated anytime. But having your own kind of channel to sell with your own consumers, that's always evergreen, and that's the way you control your business. And in fact, if you look at India's landscape, it is like that in the offline world. There is a very much a hyper-local kind of environment where whether it's a market or there's like a very social element of how we sell and shop. So I think that will get replicated online. But what form will it take? Who will be able to solve it? Who is best positioned to take advantage of it? Which experiences can we build that may fail, right? And those are all parts of trying to create something new. Things are going to happen. So that's the risk, that it may not, we may not be the ones who crack it. But the opportunity is huge. And I think it's a matter of time when everyone will see it.
Isn't this risk very related to like the promising challenges that you might face or anybody might face? Like we think, okay, we can face these challenges. Yeah. So isn't it like the same thing?
I think risk is important, right? Anybody who tries to do anything new, there's risk of failure, and then that sometimes prevents people from doing those things. But then if those things didn't happen, then we wouldn't have a Zomato or a Zerodha or a Lenskart, or we wouldn't have those companies because they all took risks. They all did things which were crazy at that time, right?
Yes.
So I think everything comes with no risk, no reward. Like it's pretty straightforward.
All right, we say big responsibilities come with
great power.
Yes.
It's from Spider-Man, from Uncle Ben.
How do you integrate personal interest and well-being into your demanding role as CEO?
See, I think work, you have to balance it, and I've found various ways of doing it. My wife is a huge support, by the way, who's silently my co-founder at home, because without having that partnership with her, there's no way that I could have done any of this, right? Forget being able to run this business successfully. And I think I try to involve my family a little bit in sort of what's happening at work. Because what I've realized is that by trying to block it off, it doesn't happen, right? So I'm anyway going to be constantly, ruminating over what's going on. So it's better to kind of involve a little bit on what's happening. So at least you can have some conversation, some, again, sometimes you have to blow off some steam. You can do it at home rather than trying to find an outlet. So I think that brings a lot of balance. And I do think that to run, like, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, right? Really, I believe that. And we've seen a couple of cycles, the luxury of being around for more than a decade is that you kind of understand how things work. So I do think it is a marathon. So you have to balance it out so you don't get burnt out, right? Having hunger and hustle is extremely important. But at the same time, like whatever is outlet, right? Whether it's a hobby, passion, family, etc., I think it's extremely important. So I make time for it. I have intertwined it. I don't think I'm doing a great job at it, but I think I'm getting better because I'm more intentful about trying to do it, both to make me feel better and then ultimately for it to reflect into my work. Because you got to be happy, right? Ultimately.
And of course, to take it further for a longer run, you need to involve your family as well.
Absolutely.
And as we conclude now, what is one key message or piece of advice you would like to share with our audience, especially those in the entrepreneurial community?
See, I think there is no better time to be a builder or a creator in India right now. Right? It's just like a perfect storm situation, right? We had such a big event today with the US tariffs. And look at what response we've had. We are just standing self-reliant and will solve this problem, right? So I think it is a time when India is at its strength and we are growing. Like, we'll be 10 times in our per capita by 2047. We cannot even imagine what that means. And as we go through this cycle, it's the best time to be an entrepreneur. India rewards hustle and speed. So I think if you have an idea, if you want to do something, it's like completely give it a shot because, it's the best time to be building something in India, building a business, manufacturing, creating a service, creating a product, creating content. Could be anything that you are passionate about. Go out there and do it because you'll never get a better time.
I believe in the same. So high five for that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to you also for joining us here.
Thank you, Saloni.